nothing. We just make sure we sleep early.
Right.
I'll sometimes, most often I'll fix up with a friend of mine or somebody who's coming running or cycling. Like as far as our running is concerned, we have a little group that meets up to do drills or to run. Even if I'm running by myself, I just make it a point to meet them at a point, and then I take off on my own after that, because it's basically the hardest part is just getting your legs onto the ground.
Right.
Yeah. It's the choice. You pick them up and get back into bed, and you keep them on the ground, just get up, and then you're fine.
Correct.
If you really want to get back into a sport, or you want to even start out with a sport, just go for it. There's no age, there's nothing that you should be holding you back, because before I started triathlon, I thought that my life was busy.
Right.
And then I remember sitting and talking to my husband and saying, we're fitting in 2 more workouts into our day, and I thought I didn't have any time before this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just about time management. It's a full day of work. A lot of people I know think that I only swim, bike, run. Don't do anything else.
Yes.
But that's not true. I've got 2 children. I've got studies to take up.
Yeah.
Right now it's online school. There's their regular life, like taking them cycling or surfing or sailing. There's my work. Like I've got a shipyard, our family business. We run into shipyards and hotels and things like that.
Right.
So it's a lot of stuff to fit into one day. And normally when we think of triathlon, we think of all these super fit people and
Yeah.
And then I went and I watched it, and there were just people of all ages, all sizes, everyone struggling through their little triathlon in the heat.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can do this. I can. I know the distances seemed really impossible at that point.
Right.
But just seeing other people hi, I'm Nisha Madgavkar. I'm from Goa, mother of 2 children, 2 naughty children. I'm currently into triathlon. For about 5 years, I've been into triathlon, ex-swimmer. So I came in with a swimming base, and I also, we also enjoy introducing people to open water swimming. That's something that we formed a little team in Goa, and hope to see a lot of people.
Awesome.
swimming in the sea.
I am Baiki Venki, and this is the Working Athlete Podcast. Here, we talk to working athletes from all walks of life and experts from various fields to provide you with inspiration, training tips, and lifestyle advice. Today, I am in Goa talking to Nisha, and she has been on the triathlon journey for a while, and I'm hoping to get her story, share her journey with all of you, and provide you with some swimming tips. Okay, so Nisha, you said you were a swimmer. You started out as a swimmer. When was this?
I started out at the age of 5, actually. Started out with sea swimming, and did a couple of long distance swims, 28, 30, 35 kilometers in the sea. And then I switched to competitive swimming, which was in the pool. I did that for another 12 to 14 years.
Okay.
And then I got fed up and stopped. Burnt out. Yeah.
Okay. So the competitive swimming was from what age to what age?
From the age of 9 to 22. Yeah.
Okay. So till what level of competition was this?
So I did nationals. I was a national medalist, and I did a couple of Asia Pacific events as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So about that level.
Nice. So when you say burnout, what were the signs of that? When you were not mentally there, or how was it?
Yeah, I just I kind of got very, very fed up of the training.
Mhm.
I still knew I had a little bit more of the competitive thing in me, but
Okay.
I couldn't get through the training anymore.
Okay.
Because what happens is when you're in competitive swimming or in any sport, there's a lot of sacrifice that you have to make. There's no going out with your friends. There's no eating certain foods.
Right.
It's all early nights. It's everything.
Mm.
And as long as you are happy to be there, it's fine.
Yeah.
But when it gets to a point where you are really craving and missing the just doing normal stuff, that's when I had kind of had enough, and so I had to stop.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's. I think that we see that a lot in sport, right?
Yeah.
That is quite normal. The amount of sacrifice that you have to do, and just feeling like, when am I going to live a normal life?
Yeah.
Right. So you started quite early, like in 5 years old, and started competing quite early.
Yeah.
And that would mean that you would not have had a normal teenager life as such.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would get a couple of months in the year, my dad always just took us off swimming and let us just kind of, just enjoy ourselves and be this thing.
Okay.
And then every year we were happy to get back into it after a point. We
Okay.
missed it also after a point.
Right.
Yeah.
So the off season was there.
There was an off season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That really helps.
It does.
in your-
Yes.
Okay. So after all those years, when did you get back to sport again?
So I stopped at the age of 22.
Right.
I had 2 children. And then at the age of 36, I found that I really missed sport. I missed sport, but I was a bit bored with only swimming. So I went and I watched a triathlon one day, and I said, let me try and kind of get back into it, because I needed something, to keep me alive. Yeah. And then I started training for the triathlon. I thought I would stop at a sprint distance. Then I went to the Olympic, and then I said, let me try a half Ironman.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. So age of 32, by that time you had 2 kids.
Yes. Yeah. But I started sport again at 36.
36.
So yeah.
Okay.
Started.
So 36, you had 2 kids, and you were feeling that you needed to do something.
Yeah, I needed something for myself.
Yeah.
For myself, yes.
Because life would become all about kids, and you know. Okay. So you wanted something about yourself. And did you start with swimming initially, or just wanted to do something other than swimming? Well, you said you watched the triathlon. When was this?
Yeah,
where was this?
This was in Goa. But what I did is, before that, after the triathlon thing, there was a swimathon.
Okay.
So I said, let me try and see whether I can still swim. And so I did I did one of the events, the swimathon, and then
who was organizing?
Enduro Sports.
Enduro Sports Triathlon.
Yeah,
this was in 2015?
2015, yes.
Okay.
So I did I didn't know how much I'll be able to swim. So initially I registered for the 1K. Then I said, okay, let me try the 2K. Then finally I did the 5K, and swimming came back really fast.
Right.
But the triathlon was a different ballgame altogether.
Yeah.
I had never run in my life. I had never cycled in my life.
Right.
So that was quite a journey.
But then why did you say you did that swimathon, and then because you saw it was clubbed with the triathlon, that's where it caught your attention, or how is that?
No, so there was a triathlon organized, I think maybe 20 days to a month before the swimathon, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And at that point, I was looking to get back into some sort of sport. I had already started training for the swimathon. Okay. Because the swimathon, I had about a month and a half left for the swimathon, and I already started training for that. So I went up, and it was organized with the same people, Enduro Sports.
Yeah.
So I went up to Bamboli and I watched it. And normally when we think of triathlon, we think of all these super fit people and,
Yeah.
And then I went and I watched it, and there were just people of all ages, all sizes, everyone struggling through their little triathlon in the heat.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can do this. I can.
Yes.
I know the distances seemed really impossible at that point.
Right.
But just seeing other people of,
Right.
um,
So just watching other people of all different abilities kind of gave you a clarity. Okay, if all these people can do it,
Yeah.
I can probably do it and give it a shot. Okay, that's what sport does, right?
Yeah.
Watching the sport,
Yeah.
racing, that is really good.
Yeah.
So enduro sports, that event kind of paved you, that
Yes.
thought, that planted that thought in you.
Yes,
So how
definitely.
did you approach swimming? You were already adept at it. How did you approach cycling and running at the
So
start?
we had two cycles at home. So my
Mhm.
husband started taking me out for rides,
Okay.
and the first time I finished 40 kilometers. No, I did 8 kilometers. Took me 40 minutes.
Okay.
Got off the bike. My legs were all wobbly. I couldn't stand. And I'm thinking, okay, I have to do 5 times this, and
Okay.
then I have to run 10K. I was so depressed that day. I was like, my goodness, I can't do this. And but then I kept at it. Like, he would take me out every morning, and I'd huff and puff behind him. He'd be cycling in front of me, arms behind his back, asking me, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm coming, I'm coming." And then my run, I started with a run walk with a lady actually who's about 10, 12 years my senior, who really, she took me under her wing and made me run, walk. And where a normal 10K takes a lot of people maybe a month or 3 months, mine took me almost 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, because as swimmers, I think our legs are not as developed ever as much as our upper bodies are. So I really had to strengthen my legs. I had no calves. Today I've got fully developed calves, and people ask me, "Are you a runner?" I'm like, this has happened in the last 4 years. I'm no runner.
Okay.
So it's taken me a lot more time than it would have taken most other people, I think.
Right.
But I just made sure that I enjoyed the journey. Even till today,
Right.
like the last almost 8 months have been with no triathlons, no nothing.
Right.
But I've just made sure that I enjoy every workout that I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's go a little back and say, when you started, your husband took you for rides, and your friend, she guided you on the run part. But what was your first event, and how long before did you start this kind of getting used to cycling and running?
So I started in the month of April.
Okay.
That's where I started my my 10K. Started working towards a 10K and this thing. And then I did my first triathlon in Tonur.
Okay.
I did the sprint distance.
Yeah.
So that was a 20K ride. I mean, a 750 swim, 20K ride, and 5K run.
Okay.
And I had to walk the run.
Okay.
But
Tonur was in June, was it?
September.
Okay.
The same year. So 2015 September. Then from there, I started training, and I did the 2016 Enduro Sports Triathlon in February again.
Okay.
That was the Olympic distance. And then in 2016 December was my first half Ironman.
So that Olympic distance is 1500 meters.
1500 swim, 40K bike, and a 10K run.
10K run. So that was in
February
2016.
So almost a year later is where I did the Olympic distance.
Okay, about 10 months into when you started cycling and running, you were able to. So were you able to ride non-stop and run non-stop at that point of time, like Olympic?
Yeah. By then I could just about do it.
Yes.
Like I had not done. They have this. There's a terrific slope at the start of the triathlon for the one that the enduro sports does. I had not done enough of hills, so that I remember in the last 2 months or so, climbing that hill, walked up the first time, did it half the second time. That kind of thing. I was very new at that point. Yeah. But it was a good. So
you gradually built up to that on the course you trained.
Yes. I was lucky that it was in Goa, so I was able to actually train on that course itself. Okay. I don't think I did enough brick workouts for that one, as in the cycle to run,
Right.
At that point, I still wasn't doing enough of that.
Okay.
But, yeah.
But you were able to do well in the event itself.
I did okay.
Yeah.
I did
Okay.
okay.
So that gave you a confidence to sign up for 70.3. When was this 70.3?
So actually, because I had to walk so much on the run part of the triathlon, I was not very confident after I finished that.
Mm.
And I had just signed up with a coach, Dr. Kaustubh Radkar, before maybe a couple of months, maybe 3 months before the Goa triathlon. And he kind of coaxed me into the half Iron. He said, you know what, it's not, you've just been at it for 3-4 months. Let's pick one in somewhere December. Let's move, you move forward. It's not going to be that bad, this, that. So he kind of got me into the half Iron distance very well.
Okay.
And then by the time the race in Bahrain came along, I was happy with my race there.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was this race in Bahrain?
December of 2016.
Okay. December 2016 was your first 70.3 in Bahrain. Okay. How did that go? What was the experience like?
That was, I guess, I don't know, every race there's something new that you haven't touched upon.
Right.
So Bahrain is a very windy race. Little bit before the race, a friend of mine told me, no, put aero bars in your bike, you're going to need them on the race and everything.
Yeah.
But it was so windy, I could barely stay on the bike, especially the initial first little bit. I think now going into it, I'm much more confident on the bike.
Right.
So it would be a different experience. But for Bahrain, it was just, I just held on for dear life and I cycled.
Yeah. This half Iron distance is like 1.9
swim,
1.9 swim,
90k bike, and a 21 kilometer run.
Right. So swim would be, you would have went smoothly.
It was a very choppy swim that day.
Okay.
Yeah, extremely choppy swim. So everybody swam a bit of an extra distance and all, but it was okay since my strong section is the swim. I was okay on the swim. With the bike, I struggled.
You barely managed the bike.
No, I managed it okay, but like for instance, when we had a tailwind, I was posting, sipping from my bottle, thinking, oh, this is life is good. Going up a flyover at 40-45 kilometers, then you see a U-turn. And you're into headwind. Oh, Lord.
So, and that, for a first 70.3, that would be quite an experience for someone who has started cycling just the year before, cycling and running just the year before. It would have been quite an experience. But how did the run part go?
The run part was not bad actually. I mean, luckily for me, I had a friend who caught up with me and he saw me struggling. So he kind of just took me along with him. So he said, okay, now take a gel. Now drink something. Every 8 stations, I just did whatever he told me to, and we kind of both made it through the whole thing. Okay. But that's what I love about triathlon. The people in it are just awesome.
Yeah.
He was a faster runner than me, and I kept telling him, just go. Moise, just go. Yeah. And he said, he's like, no, I don't have anything big to do. You just take a gel. Come on, we're going to do this.
Right.
And so the run went well in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. The camaraderie the sport brings is really something.
Yeah.
That really keeps you going. So since then you have done quite a few half Iron distances, and you were on a podium on one of those events as well. That was in Colombo, right?
Colombo 2019. Yeah.
Colombo 2019. So how many races did you do half Iron 70.3?
I've done a total of 5 so far.
Okay. Yeah. So the Colombo was the last one?
Colombo, then after that I qualified for Worlds. Okay. So that the Nice one was the last one in France.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was the Colombo experience being on the podium and stuff?
It was nice, but it's not like I knew I was leading or anything during the race. I was just cramping up so badly on that one. It was just a struggle to get to the finish, and then somebody comes and says, oh, you won it. I was like, oh, really?
You won it?
Yeah, because I had no idea. There's so many people on the course, and it's like 3 loops of the run or 2 loops of the run. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And I had absolutely no idea till I finished. Yeah.
Nice. What was the time like overall?
I did a 5:44 minutes, I think. Something
Nice, nice, really nice. So that's been quite a journey, right? From just being a swimmer and then picking up two new sports
like
and trying to make them work at it, and gradually building over a period of time. It must be quite a feeling to be on a top step at a international race like that, right?
yeah,
How was so that gave you a qualification for World Championships
it did.
in
Yes,
2019.
2019. Yeah.
So how was the experience there, Nice?
It was really something.
Yeah.
I mean, normally all the other races that you see,
Mm.
at least when it comes to the run portion, there's a lot of people just walking and that kind of thing. And I had a very painful bike segment,
Mm.
so I came off the bike and I was all set to give it up. I said, okay, let me just try 1 kilometer and see how I go. Started running, and then because it was the World Championship, everybody was just running.
Right.
I couldn't see one person walking, and I'm scanning the horizon. Someone stop, someone walk, someone give me an excuse to stop. And everyone was just running,
Yeah.
and I started to run.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was really nice. And
Yeah.
there was this hill that we had to train for because like Nice, it's a beautiful course, but it's almost the first 30 to 40 kilometers. You're just, there's a lot of kickers, and then you climb this hill of about 15 kilometers,
Yeah.
which is something that freaked me out when I first registered for the event. So,
Right.
but my coach really trained me hard for that one. He found a road in Goa that kind of simulates it.
Mm.
And he was spot on with my training for the
Mm.
hill. So I got there, and then we did a recce of the course, and I was fine climbing up the hill, but the downhill got to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, because the downhills, I mean, the hills there are just like barren, open
Yeah.
hills.
Yeah.
I was so scared. The first day when we tried to come down the hill, I just got back into the car. I was like, I'm
Right.
not doing this.
Right.
So, but then by the time race day came around,
Yeah.
between my husband and my coach, they took me up 3 times. So I did it downhill 3 times
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So then I had a blast on race day. I knew every turn. I knew everything.
Yeah.
It was nice.
You
Yeah.
prepared really well.
Well, they prepared me really well. I was
Yes.
only freaking out in the room every night. I was freaking out.
So, Nice is one of the toughest courses there is, apparently, from what I hear.
Yeah.
So, I think doing well there is really something. How was the overall time and stuff there?
Timing wasn't too good because my bike leg kind of let me down.
Yeah.
So I did like a 6:45 there, but I also did my fastest half marathon.
Running.
Yeah, in the run.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So, but the bike leg, I think I would say that it is more due to the course, the nature of the course, because it is, I think half of it is just pure climbing, right?
Yeah.
And then half of it is downhill, but you are not going to gain as much time you lost on the uphill on the downhill.
Yeah.
Because it is still winding, and you have to be careful descending. You can't just descend at 90 kmph.
Yeah. And you have to be a good descender.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible descender. I sit on my brakes. I'm a terrible climber and a terrible descender also. So.
Yeah, we all are terrible climbers and descenders. Was that the more we do, I guess, the better we become, right?
Yeah.
That is how it is. So, but the important thing is you went there, you did the recce, you prepared well with the help of your husband and coach, and then went out and successfully did it. That's what the experience is what matters. Right? Excellent.
Even race day, actually, because we had my bike was very aggressive, and I was so scared coming downhill that they kind of made a few changes on the bike, which threw my back off on race day.
Mm-hmm.
So while climbing, I started climbing and my back just gave way. So I was 10 kilometers into my bike leg, and I had to pull off and stop.
Yeah.
Then I did another 10, and I pulled off and I stopped. And another 10. So my entire thing of climbing was I just stopped every 10 kilometers. I just stopped, let the backache go off. and got back on the bike. I think that's where I lost a lot of time.
Okay.
Then kind of descended, but
Okay. Yeah, that
lots to learn from.
Yeah. Every experience teaches us something. But yeah. Okay. So after that, we didn't have any events in 2020 because of pandemic and stuff. So how did you manage to kind of get through the year? Uh, what were the workouts that you were doing? How did you stay focused and stuff?
I didn't. I was happy to have a little bit of a break, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Initially when the lockdown came in, I ride a lot on the trainer, so I was more than happy. The work part of it was out, so I was riding double the amount on the trainer, happy as ever. And then after that, as the lockdown came off and everything, but events had still not started up. I have been wanting to try the MAF method of training, like a lower intensity, lower heart rate method of training. And I said now is as good a time as any to give it a shot. There's no event to distract you, not even like a weekend 10K run, because otherwise we're always tempted. Oh, there's this little 10K and that little 5K and one PT and one something. Here there was nothing.
Right.
So I took my chance and I started up on it. I had to move almost 10 paces back because in order to build that whole base and everything. But I'm really grateful for that time that I've been given, grateful for no events, no pressure, no nothing.
Right.
That I was able to give it a shot because I'm really enjoying that training now. Yeah.
Excellent. What do you do? So it is MAP method is basically to say keep the heart rate in control and then try to
it's
build
a
the pace
lower
over a period of time.
So it's a lot of low heart rate training across, whether you're swimming, cycling, running. It's across and more high fat, low carb kind of diet as well. So you're kind of matching the two. Then I've been doing a lot of meditation mindset thing because my mind isn't one of the most positive minds.
Yes.
And and that I can see everything making small little differences.
Meditation, I think, plays a big role. When I started the podcast, the first thing I did was to start meditation as well because I thought, work. Then there is this coaching that I do, and then I am thinking of starting this. Down the line, I'm going to go really crazy if I'm not focusing on the essentials. And then I said, meditation is something that I need to do right now. Right? And that really helps because it kind of takes all the distractions away, helps you stay focused on the thing that you are doing at the moment and give it 100%. So I think that really helps. So great to hear that you are also on that path. So you 2020 afforded you that time, and you mentioned work was off the table. So what was work before or normally?
It's a full day of work. I mean, a lot of people I know think that I only swim, bike, run. I don't do anything else. But that's not true. I've got 2 children. I've got studies to take up. Right now it's online school. There's their regular life, like taking them cycling or surfing or sailing. There's my work, like I've got a shipyard, our family business. We run into shipyards and hotels and things like that. So it's a lot of stuff to fit into one day.
Definitely. Being a mom itself is a full-time job, but you are doing like 2, 3, 4 I think, full-time jobs at a time. I think. And with triathlon, that's a hell of a lot on the plate. So kudos to you there.
Thank you.
So, what are some of the things that you do to kind of manage all this along with the sport?
As in recovery thing?
So in terms of how do you manage time And how do you manage recovery? Yes, the recovery is important, right?
Recovery is
Yeah.
one area which
Yeah.
I wasn't great at earlier. I
Yeah.
mean, because again, because life was just so busy, we were just running around like headless chickens, you know.
Right.
So even the lockdown helped with that also,
Right.
because I realized that I need a little bit of time, even if it is just to soak my feet in Epsom salts water
Right.
for a while. You know,
Yeah.
you need to do that at times. You just need to sit with that for a little while. 5 minutes, it takes 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when we're watching TV, my husband and I are watching TV at night, sometimes we're both foam rolling.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we're foam rolling for this thing, yeah.
Mm.
And I don't know, just sometimes I don't know how we do we get through that day, but yeah, it's a lot of juggling.
Right.
Uh,
So a lot of juggling, lot of sharing the workload, and trying to manage the time, available time, trying to fit all that. So, do you have any tips for working athletes for uh, if they want to do well at sport while managing work and other stuff?
I would say if you really want to get back into a sport, or you want to even start up with a sport, just go for it. There's no age, there's no nothing that should be holding you back. You know,
Mhm.
because before I started triathlon, I thought that my life was busy.
Right.
And then I remember sitting and talking to my husband and saying, we're fitting in 2 more workouts
Right.
into our day. And I thought I didn't have any time before this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just about time management. So there's, I'll pick a workout over a visit to the parlor, basically. You know,
Okay. Okay.
that's what I do. When people ask me, how do you fit in an afternoon workout? I'm like, to give you an example,
Yeah.
instead of going and doing my eyebrows, sometimes I'll pick a 45-minute trainer ride.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
about the choices you make. It's and how badly you want your sport, also how badly you want. If you want it bad enough, you want to do a race bad enough, or if you just want to even feel better, you don't have to be racing. And it's not only triathlon that's going to, you know, some people just want to run, they want to surf, they want to sail,
Yeah.
yoga, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
if you want it bad enough, you will figure out a way to make time for it.
Correct.
And you know,
Yeah.
and if you have to choose, you have to make your choices. But
Yeah.
like I said, like we were talking earlier about getting fed up of, you know, keeping a strict life.
Correct.
Right now, we sleep every night. We sleep by about maybe 9:30. We're up at 5 in the morning.
Right.
But it feels great
Yeah.
because, you know,
Mm.
it's a life. It's kind of like a lifestyle that we've adopted,
Mhm.
and it doesn't feel like a sacrifice right now.
Right.
Um,
As long as you are enjoying, it is not.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a sacrifice. It is a choice that you have made
yes.
because it makes you feel good. It as a whole, health wise, both physical and mental, it is taking care of you. So that lifestyle is what is keeping us going, I
Yeah.
think. And then it is not like someone is forcing you to do it,
No.
right?
No.
Right.
But having said that, it's not like we wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning thinking, "Yay, it's time to
Yes.
put our bodies through so much of pain." That's not the way it goes. And you know, a lot of us wake up and it takes us 2 minutes to like, okay, let's get out of bed. but once you get out, then
Yeah.
it's so nice.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
The initial resistance is very important.
That's something
to
that
get through.
everybody feels,
Correct,
you know.
correct.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the things that you do to get over that initial resistance?
Nothing. We just make sure we sleep early.
Right.
I'll sometimes, I mean, most often I'll fix up with a friend of mine or somebody who's coming running or cycling. Like as far as our running is concerned, we have a little group that meets up to do drills or to run.
Mhm.
Even if I'm running by myself, I just make it a point to meet them at a point,
Okay.
and then I take off on my own after that, because it's basically the hardest part is just getting your legs onto the ground.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's the choice. You pick them up and get back into bed, and
Yeah. Yeah.
you keep them on the ground, just get up, and you're fine.
Correct.
So
So having that meeting point with the friends, that rendezvous is very important because that is what gets you there.
yes,
And once you get there, you don't need to work out together,
Yeah.
right? You can run at your own
Yeah.
pace and do your own workout. Yeah, that's a great point.
In fact, I prefer that. I prefer doing it on my own. Like my swim, I'll swim by myself. I ride sometimes in the trainer, sometimes out.
Yeah.
So if I ride out, I ride in a group. But running again, I prefer on my own. I'm just happy to run. Okay. And meeting up for a coffee after a run is another great one also.
Yes, that socializing part of it, right? So
yeah,
that is a great. That's an important aspect as well.
It is,
right?
Yeah.
So great. So now you've been organizing a bit of swim clinics and swimathons and stuff, right? So tell us a little bit about that now. What is the thing? What are the things that you focus on? What are the things you help people with, so that if someone is looking for help there, they can reach out to you?
Yeah. So we found that over the years, with when it comes to triathlon and racing and everything, a lot of people are very, very scared to enter the sea. With a pool swim, they're fine. As long as they can touch their feet also, they're fine.
Right.
But when it comes to swimming out into the sea, they have this fear. And then, race day comes along, and then they're 2 days before the race, they're crying and I can't do this kind of thing. And we've had so many cases where we're trying to last minute get people into the sea.
Yeah.
So a small team of 3 of us have come together. We've got a great coach, Indrajit, who's here in Goa. He's from Pune, but he's been with us for the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And so we started these little weekend camps for people from out of state.
Okay.
We do 4 sessions in which we kind of acclimatize you to the sea, and we teach you various sea swimming techniques.
Right.
Because sea swimming is so different. You need to keep looking up to sight. Learn to sight something, you have to learn to sight and swim as smoothly as you can together.
Right.
Just the fear of going out, if you have to kind of tread water, for a longish time in the sea without touching your feet.
Right.
So we touch upon all that.
Okay.
All that. Teach people how to swim from boy to boy, and then we organize small little triathlons and swimathons, so people who have trained, who are training for things, can come and just do like a practice session sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. So, do you teach people who are absolutely no swimming background and stuff like that?
Well, not that for the weekend thing, because that like to teach a person to swim, it takes you almost 10 to 15 days.
Okay.
So the weekend camp, we kind of ask for people who can swim maybe at least 10 strokes, 10 to 15 strokes.
Okay.
And then if you have to stop to breathe or anything, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
But to teach a person to swim, it takes a little longer. So,
okay. So I will, because I don't know absolutely any swimming.
You are welcome anytime. You teach me to climb and I'll teach you to swim.
Okay, you got a deal there. Let's do that. Because I am absolutely terrible. I don't know how to. I think once I managed to go across the width of the pool, but I don't know if I can do that now.
Oh, but that's a great starting point. You'll be fine, don't worry.
Okay.
Few days.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah.
You teach me swimming, I'll teach you climbing.
Yes.
Awesome. Great chatting up with you, Nisha.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time and sharing your experience and your journey and your insights.
Anytime.
And,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to see you in the sea soon.
Yes.
Yeah.